Japan's February factory activity extends declines as conditions worsen. PMI Tokyo, Japan's factory activity extended declines and service sector growth eased in February, surveys showed on Thursday, suggesting business conditions were worsening as the economy struggles to emerge from recession. The flash Ojibun Bank Japan Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index, PMI, fell to 47.2 in February from 48.0 in January. Australian dollar to US dollar forecast, service sector PMIs and Fed speakers in focus. The Australian dollar to US dollar gained 0.05% on Wednesday, closing the session at $0.65517. On Thursday, Australian private sector PMIs garnered interest in the early hours. U.S. services PMI, jobless claims, and Fed speakers will also warrant investor attention amidst increasing monetary policy uncertainty. The Australian dollar to US dollar gained 0.05% on Wednesday, closing the session at $0.65517. On Thursday, Australian private sector PMIs garnered interest in the early hours. U.S. services PMI, jobless claims, and Fed speakers will also warrant investor attention amidst increasing monetary policy uncertainty. Examining the recent inflation episode, the Fed's response, and effects on markets. The rise in inflation following the COVID-19 pandemic was a global phenomenon, and it prompted many central banks to tighten monetary policy to bring inflation down. A recently published Center for Economic Policy Research ebook, Monetary Policy Responses to the Post-Pandemic Inflation, provides a collection of viewpoints on the actions of central banks and their effects across various economies and markets. BNZ trims mortgage rates, trade deficit falls, credit cards out of favor, inflation expectations stinger, poverty progress? Swaps firm, NZD firm, and more. Mortgage/loan rate changes. BNZ trimmed most fixed rates by between -4 basis points and -20 basis points. More here. Term deposit/savings rate changes. None here today. Unbalanced with the EU and Korea. The January merchandise trade deficit was -$976 MLN, lower than the -$2.10 BLN in the same month a year ago, and even lower than the -$1.10 BLN in January 2021. Exports were down -7.1% from a year ago, but imports fell -20%. Australia now seen cutting rates in third quarter, survey shows. Bloomberg, Australian economists brought forward their forecasts for the start of the Reserve Bank's easing cycle, reflecting slight downgrades to inflation estimates and aligning them with current money market pricing. The RBA will lower its cash rate by a quarter percentage point to 4.1% in the third quarter, the median estimate in a survey of 32 economists showed Thursday, versus expectations a month earlier that it would begin easing in the final 3 months of the year. Traders are pricing a first rate cut in September. Thank you.